Welcome everybody, I'm Kai, and in today's practice we'll explore the element of water and our fluid body and fluid spine. We'll begin seated, so you can find a comfortable seat. That may mean bringing a pillow or any prop just underneath the edge of your sit bones to help you be comfortable, or also even legs outstretched, really anything that feels good for your body. You can bring your hands onto heart and belly, arriving into the space. Arriving into this mass of fluid motion inside your skin. Sort of like a big sack of water we are, and all the fluid dynamics, fluid motion, swirling and streaming and flowing, all of our tissues being bathed by fluid. Just get a sense of that, your cells nice and plump and juicy, filled with water. And the fluid dynamics of your spine and your cerebral spinal fluid flowing from cranium down your midline. And just that free, unobstructed flow of fluid and energy that keeps us alive, cleanses the brain of toxins and feeds the brain and nervous system, central nervous system nutrients. You may become so fluid that you start to feel your body wanting to move in any rocking motion that feels soothing here. Maybe like a trickling stream or a rushing river. Or the gentle lapping of waves on a shore. It's rhythmic. Some way, the soothing element of water. Just let that seep into your body. Maybe even a memory back into this very primal, embryonic movement of flowing or rocking in mother's womb. And those protective waters. Notice how that may bring a slowing down sensation. So the movement that we intuitively calm a child or an infant with is gentle rocking. So as you hold your heart and your belly, bringing this same soothing quality of rocking yourself as you are supported and held by the ground beneath you, the space around you. This interconnectedness with all of the elements, the water, the earth, the space that is always here to support. When you're ready, hands can rest down onto your legs somewhere and pausing just to notice how you feel. Any softness, gentleness that has arisen. And then we'll continue with a fluid spine wave. You can pour your weight forward, leading with your chest, and curl your chin in, rounding your back to roll up. And your inhale pours you forwards. Like a crane or a heron fishing. When you're ready, switching directions. So from a tall spine, you can drop your chin down to your chest. Leading with your head, you could bring in the image of a turtle poking its head out of her shell. Inhaling up, curling down through your spine, and poking your head out of your shell. Moving with your breath. So we're bringing fluid and energy into our midline to help this fluid, supple spine, which is an excellent way to keep our spines young, it's said that we are as young as our spines are. So moving your spine in all directions daily is a very excellent practice for our longevity. From here, you can bring your feet into a butterfly pose out in front of you, soles of your feet together. As you exhale, you can fold forward here, dropping your forehead towards the earth, crown towards the earth. Equally, your tail dropping down towards the earth. See if you can soften through your face, your eyes, your shoulders, and your neck softening. And when you're ready, roll up, and you can use your hands to bring your knees together. We'll explore another primal movement, one of the earliest movements that we explore as an embryo in the womb to actually grow ourselves, this dynamic energy force, and it's expand and contract. So let's start with a contraction. You can, on your exhale, allow yourself to kind of curl in, draw towards your center, maybe rounding back chin to chest. And follow your inhale, let your inhale initiate this expansion and opening so your knees can drop wide. You can open up through your palms, your chest, your gaze. Just as much opening as feels natural right now. And exhale initiates your curling, drawing inwards. If you can notice how this feels right now, does it feel nourishing to curl in? Maybe you feel like you might need to in towards your midline? Or does it feel nourishing to expand and open and stretch out and reach? A little inquiry just to notice where you're at right now. So you can add with your breath on your next exhale a hissing sound or a sound to help you elongate and lengthen out your exhales. Inhale opens you up in any way. It might begin a reach or any nice opening, legs might outstretch. And the sound as you exhale is also a cleansing and clearing of your lungs in the tradition of Qigong. One more round of expanding and contracting in any way that feels good. And let that take you right down onto your back, rolling down through your spine. You can use your hands on your legs for a little support. And once you come down, give your knees a nice hug in towards your chest, a gentle rock side to side. Your feet can plant down onto the floor a little wider than hip distance or at the outer edges of your mat if you're using one. You can let your knees tip over side to side, right and left. Internally and externally rotating through your hips to invite a little fluidity and space into pelvis, low back, sacrum, sacroiliac joints. As you tip your knees to the right, you can think about pressing your left knee and thigh forwards. And as your knees tip to the left, think about pressing your right knee forward so you feel that elongation right from your hip joint out through your leg. Try that one more time, side to side. We'll add in our arms here. Arms can come out in a T shape. And as you tip your knees to the left, start to roll to the left so that your chest starts to press against your upper left arm. And your right hand drags across the floor and then rests towards the back, along your low back as your forehead presses towards the floor and knees come down to the left. And then your right foot plants down, your knees follow sequentially. Knees drop over to your right, you're rolling to your right, forehead press into the floor, your left hand drags and drapes across your low back. And side to side like that. You can bring in this quality of the bottom layer of the ocean, like a piece of seaweed or a sea creature gently being rocked by that swell or the currents of the ocean side to side. Back and forth. And then we'll add in, so the next time you come over to your left, you can curl into a little ball, initiating from your center, and then expand and reach your right arm and your right leg in opposite directions, away from your midline. And exhale, curling into a little fetal position and rolling through to the other side. Curling in on your left, expanding from your center, left arm, left leg, reach out. Center draws you back into a little ball. And releasing onto your back, over to the left. Curling in. You could reach both arms and legs out this time if you'd like. Curling in. Over to the other side. Staying either with just one arm, one leg reaching out, or if you feel you could reach out both. One last time, side to side, curling in, reaching out, curling in. Last time on your right. Rolling again onto your back. You can take a moment to pause and just notice how you feel in your spine, your back body, your front body. Quality of your breath. You can hug your knees in towards you. We'll take a happy baby here, so you can flip your feet up towards the sky and hold somewhere on your legs, maybe the back of your knees, maybe ankles, maybe feet, outer edges of feet. And feet can press up as you pull down with your hands gently and lengthen out so your tail drops down towards the floor. And you might rock side to side. Massage for your low back. You can always lengthen out one leg and lengthen out the other. When you're ready, you can pause with your knees bent out to the sides, and you can hold over top of your ankles towards the outer edges of your feet, with your heels dropping towards your pubic bone, front of your pelvis. A couple breaths here. When you're ready, release your legs. Feet come down onto the ground, and you can either rock up the length of your spine or roll to your side and gently press yourself up to seated. We'll come to seated with legs outstretched, and you can pedal your feet a couple times, right and left. Make some circles with your ankles in both directions. And then we'll move through a full body spiral. So you can slide your right heel up towards your pelvis, your pubic bone, and then you can lean over to your left and let that right knee drop towards the floor. Inhale, center, exhale, release. Left heel draws up towards your inner thigh, rolling over to your right, so your left knee drops towards the floor. Nice spiral and twist. You can take your gaze behind you. And coming back through center. Might be easier if I show you this way. Right heel draws up. Both hands can come over to your left as you spiral and twist. And inhale, right foot pulls you back to center. Externally rotating left foot, heel draws in. Hands come over to your right. Left knee drops over to your right, just as far as feels comfortable. Always listening to the wisdom of your body first. And release. So again, right heel slides up. This time you could come over onto your hands and drop your knee, or come down onto your elbows. Lengthening your belly, heart, and chest on the diagonal to your left. And then reach through that right foot and leg to pull you and press off the floor to come up. Left heel draws in. Sliding over to your right, maybe onto your elbows, your choice. One side might feel a lot easier as well. Reach out through your left foot, lengthen your way back up. Nice, and then you can let that go. And from here you can cross your legs in. Just take a moment here to notice the echo, the reverberation of that movement in your spine and your body, your torso and your back. And then you can flow over to hands and knees onto all fours. And so from all fours, you could give your hips a little sway side to side. If you bring your knees a little closer together, that can feel good to drop your knees over, hips over to right, hips over to left. We'll move through a spinal wave, so you can exhale and curl your hips back to your heels, gazing towards your belly button. And then inhale, ripple forward. You may need to slide your hands forward, sort of like a modified up dog. Your hips drop halfway to the floor and your elbows stay soft. You can lengthen your belly and gaze forward and up without crunching in your low back, so keeping a little support. Inner thighs draw together, and your exhale can initiate pulling your hips back, curling, gazing towards your navel. And your thighs stay gathered together. Awareness in all 10 fingertips for support as you come forwards. And like a wave pulling back into the ocean. sequentially flowing through your spine. Try that a couple more times on your own. Moving with your breath. You can come back through center, hands and knees, and just inviting you to explore a free fluid-like motion with your spine in any direction. So you're the creative artist, sort of painting a beautiful, unique image in the space with your spine. You could give it color. You could bring in the feeling of being in the ocean or taking in a rushing river. And bringing in a humming sound if you'd like. That sound vibration to resonate in the tissues of your body, waking up fluid motion. As you embody that river or stream or ocean. We take some hip circles. In both directions. Inviting warm fluid into joints, joint sockets. And then let's take a moment in child's pose just to integrate. When you're ready, you can roll up and bring yourself up to a forward fold, a loose forward fold with your feet a little bit wider. Toes can slightly turn in. For this variation, you can rest your elbows onto your thighs just above your knees and bring your palms together. So you can feel your heels sinking down into the ground. Similarly, your shoulders, neck, and head sinking down towards the ground. Your head like a ripe piece of fruit ready to drop. Fluid and muscles of your brain relaxing and releasing towards the earth. The center or the pit of your brain, quiet and still. From tail down your spine, flowing freely like that river. And from your forward fold, you can slowly Bring yourself halfway up so your hands can come onto your knees. Bend your knees and take your feet a little bit wider. And with bent knees, you can begin to spiral to your right. So you can press into your left thigh and spiral through all the way chest and gaze. A nice deep breath here. Nice cleanse out for spine and organs, and then over to your left. Deep breath here. One more time over to your right. And to your left. And then you can fold over. So you may want to bring a prop, a pillow, a block, a bolster underneath your hands. That may be more accessible. Otherwise, fingertips can come to the floor. So feet are wider now. Wide leg forward fold. Knees can be always slightly bent. You can fold forward. Maybe bring hands to outer ankles if that feels good. Shake out your head, nodding yes and no to release your neck. And from here, we'll turn both feet to the right. So coming into forward fold here and pressing your belly into your thigh into your belly. Knees stay nice and bent. Exhaling, release your head. Plug into your big toe line, your baby toe line. Relax your shoulders and neck. And then feet through center, turning to the left, the opposite direction. Knees stay nice and bent. Left thigh presses into chest and belly. And again, blocks or a pillow can be helpful here just to make it more accessible. And you can soften through your cheeks, through your eyes, your jaw, your tongue, back of your neck and head. And we'll come back through center. With hands or elbows on your knees, you can roll all the way up to standing, tucking your tail. Sequentially rolling up, taking your time. And from standing, we'll explore some fluid motions from the practice of Qigong. Let's give our kidneys a little tap. You can bring index finger and thumb together and tap up and down your low back. Around the sides of the kidneys that are just on either side of your low spine here. Kidneys are the batteries of life juice, energy. And they process fluids of the body, as you may know. And then give them a rub. So let's go towards the midline, up the outside, down your spine. Just a gratitude and appreciation of all that our kidneys and adrenal organs do for us, regulating stress and providing life force energy. And then you can come through with feet a little wider again than hips. We'll move through what's called fountain. So backs of your palms can come together as you soften your knees, and like a fountain of pure, clean water spraying up through your midline, and then releasing any dirty waters back to the earth. Cleansing, clean water spraying up your midline, releasing down. One more time like that. And then we'll take one arm at a time. So we begin to let your gaze follow your palm as it circles around. Let your weight lean towards that foot. So you begin to carve out a figure 8-like motion with your hands, and simultaneously your hips begin to circle in the same motion. And this infinity sign, moving, imagining a clear, light blue stream of water and energy moving through your torso, kidneys, again clearing out any stagnancy. One last time, side to side. Palms can come back through center. Just taking a moment to pause here and notice how you feel. So you can either finish by coming down into a final relaxation, lying down on your back, or you could finish with me here with a centering exercise. And then you could also, of course, lie down to allow all that chi and energy to integrate. So from here, your one arm can flow up, gathering energy and chi from nature all around you. Draw that hand down your midline, through your crown, your throat chakra, your heart chakra, your solar plexus chakra, your second chakra, all the way down to your root chakra. And it can just be those points in the body, it doesn't have to be chakra oriented to you. So gathering energy from nature all around and drawing that life force, pure energy down your midline. Couple more times, finding your central channel. Place of stillness and purpose, alignment with all beings, alignment with nature. Last time. Storing that energy in your low belly. circles at your low belly in one direction. The other direction is distilling this life energy here as a reserve or a reservoir. And pausing just to feel that. Vitality at your core. And thank you so much for joining me here today. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.